Erling HAALAND is someone who can make a valid claim for being one of the best strikers. No, scrap that. He has bragging rights for being the best footballer in the world right now. And really, he may be right. The only other player that can hold a candle to him is Kylian Mbappe, yet even the Frenchman didn't have the legendary season that Erling HAALAND had in 2022-23, a quality season from a striker not named Messi or Ronaldo that hasn't been seen since the pandemic era Robert Lewandowski. Before him, you'd have to go back to the year 2002 when Ronaldo de Lima racked up over 50 goals and nearly 70 goal contributions in a treble-winning season, smashing every record in sight, almost like you smashing that like and subscribe button and telling all of your friends to watch this video so Footballers Weekly can break some records too. Now let's dive into the story that is scarier than Haaland's stats that he accumulated in his debut season in Manchester, and the fact that none of this is new to him. That indeed is scary. Years before jumping ship and heading to England to join the club his father played for, Haaland was a young boy in the youth ranks. This wonder kid got his first taste of media attention when he scored 9 goals in one match when he was only 18 years old. Yes, you heard right, 9 goals, like 3 hat-tricks in only one 90-minute game. He scored a goal every 10 minutes against the Honduras under-20 team. It's worth noting that his nation, Norway, didn't even get past the group stage of this tournament, a recurring theme in his career, but in his 12-0 win, Haaland announced himself to the world, and he should have been snatched up immediately by clubs all over the world, but he stayed with his Austrian outfit, RB Salzburg, where he continued to wreak havoc, most notably against Liverpool in the Champions League. He was more than destined to move to Manchester United in January of 2020 to reunite with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who managed him at Molde. But the Reds fumbled and he moved to the best training club in the world, Borussia Dortmund. In his first half season he scored an astounding 18 goals and smashed records, but his most notable feat was his double win against PSG in the Champions League round of 16. Yes, they went on to lose, but it was a fantastic showcase of his talent and rocketed his value. In his next 2 seasons in Germany, Haaland scored 40 and 29 goals respectively, and his pairing with Jude Bellingham was among the deadliest striker-midfielder partnerships in a long time. It felt like a throwback to Ronaldo Zidane or Drogba Lampard. At the end of the season, Manchester City triggered his release clause, and the rest is history. So you now see this level of performance isn't new, but it is ridiculous when you consider his age. Cristiano Ronaldo, his idol and greatest inspiration, didn't have a truly great season till he was 23 in 2007-08, and even that season was nowhere near the greatness of Haaland's last season. Haaland's other idol, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, who feels like he's been around since forever, had his first monumental season with Inter Milan in 2006-07, when he was nearing 26 years old and, once again, performed nothing near Haaland's brilliance. Yet this season many believe he has fallen from grace despite having injuries. A monumental Ballon d'Or winning season was always impossible to replicate, but his age makes it clear that as long as Pep Guardiola continues to manage him, another monster season is coming soon. And to really understand this scary truth about Haaland, we need to look at what makes him such an amazing striker, and after that look at what makes Guardiola's management of him perfect. Perfect enough to help Haaland become the greatest Premier League striker of all time. Haaland is a giant of a striker, standing at 6'4" tall and possessing incredible upper and lower body strength. This allows him to bully defenders off the ball, hold them up with his back to the goal, and win aerial battles with ease. Literally, it's like taking candy from little kids, but these kids are grown men who Haaland leaps over, scoring header after header while his opponents just watch. Imagine trying to take the ball away from a battering ram. Yep, you'll lose every time. And he may look slow because of his size, but Haaland is surprisingly quick. He can burst past defenders with his initial acceleration, making him a threat on the counter-attack. Now let's talk about the helpless defense. Defenders can't afford to give him an inch of space, because once he gets going, it's tough to catch him. Haaland's finishing is lethal. He has a powerful shot with both feet and is equally adept at scoring with his head. He seems to have a natural instinct for finding the back of the net, placing his shots with precision or using his strength to overpower the goalkeeper. Haaland's explosive leg strength allows him to generate incredible acceleration from a standstill. This makes him a menace on short bursts, perfect for getting past defenders in tight spaces or creating separation during counterattacks. Imagine a car with a powerful engine. Haaland can go from 0 to 100 in seconds. Watch out Tesla, Haaland may be your newest competition. But Haaland isn't just a target man who waits for crosses. He's incredibly intelligent in his movement off the ball. He can drop deep to pull defenders out of position, creating space for teammates. He can also make ghosting runs behind the defense, anticipating passes and exploiting any gaps in the back line. Defenders can't focus solely on marking him because his movement disrupts the entire defensive organization. Haaland has a fantastic understanding of space on the field. He positions himself perfectly to receive passes in dangerous areas and knows exactly where to be when a cross is coming in. This spatial awareness makes him a constant threat because defenders can never truly predict his next move. Once Haaland gets into the penalty area, he's a predator. He has a killer instinct, pouncing on loose balls, anticipating rebounds, and reacting quickly to scoring opportunities. Defenders have a very short window of time to react when Haaland gets the ball in the box, because he can finish with a single touch. While a prolific scorer, Haaland isn't a one-man show. He can link up effectively with his teammates, laying off passes, flicking headers on, or dropping deep to create space for wingers to make runs. The well-roundedness makes him a valuable asset, not just in terms of goal scoring, but also overall team play. It's not mentioned often, but Haaland is a regular assister for Phil Foden in his current hot streak. Check out our video next week on this brilliant rising star. A match that showcased this was the 6-3 win against Manchester United last season, where they both bagged hat-tricks. Pep Guardiola, however, the manager that has brought out the best in several goal-scoring players like Lionel Messi in his 91-goal 2012 season, or the Robert Lewandowski that scored 5 goals in 9 minutes, was surely going to make a perfect mentor for this Norwegian. His possession-based style of play matched well with Haaland's skill set right out of the gate, producing a run of games where Haaland scored a mind-blowing 3 consecutive Premier League hat-tricks. The season before, Pep depended on false nines like Gundogan and Sterling, but in Haaland's debut season, Pep forged him like a weapon. It was organised chaos. The world's deadliest striker meets the most tactically brilliant manager in the world. He was the one missing piece on a chessboard that included Foden, Grealish, De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, Cancelo, Ake, Rodri, among others. Guardiola's system prioritizes short, intricate passing that pulls the opposition defense out of position. This creates pockets of space for Haaland to exploit. He uses his intelligent movement to drift into these spaces, becoming a target for inclusive through balls or quick combinations. Imagine a maze where defenders are constantly chasing shadows. Haaland finds the openings. Guardiola encourages fullbacks to push high up the pitch, stretching the opposition and creating width. This creates space for Haaland in the centre, as defenders are pulled wide to deal with the attacking fullbacks. Haaland can then exploit the space behind the opposing centre-backs for diagonal runs or crosses into the box. It's worth noting that, especially this season, integrating Haaland hasn't been entirely seamless. Guardiola's system thrives on constant movement and positional fluidity. Haaland, being a target man, can sometimes disrupt that flow. However, Guardiola is a master tactician, and he's constantly adapting his system to get the best out of both Haaland and his established style. And well, Manchester City had the treble last year to show for it. At the making of this video, Manchester City dropped to the number 2 spot in the Premier League, trying to win their 4th league title in a row, despite losing on penalties to Real Madrid in the Champions League quarter-finals. If they can even do a double this season instead of a treble, nothing can stand in Haaland's way of an inevitable Ballon d'Or. Well, nothing except his own country. Haaland, for all his talents, records and achievements at club level, suffers from a problem that the likes of Zlatan Ibrahimovic and Robert Lewandowski face. Their national teams are, well, choose your own word, but does someone smell dogs? Okay, that sounds harsh, but when you compare his individual stats to their accomplishments, it's clear who's disappointing who. Haaland scored 5 goals in 6 World Cup qualifying games, but Norway could only finish 3rd behind the Netherlands and Turkey. The Euros should have been Norway's big break into a tournament, considering it's a tournament that allows 24 teams, but 6 goals and an assist in 5 games couldn't stop them from finishing 3rd, 10 points behind Spain and a whopping 6 points behind Scotland. It will be difficult to see Haaland shine on the international stage when Norway can't qualify, but with the World Cup expanding to 48 teams, never say never. For him to actually taste international silverware, he'll have to put in a legendary one-man performance, likely supported by Premier League rival Martin Ødegaard. One thing you can learn is to never bet against Erling HAALAND. So what do you think about Erling HAALAND? We want to hear your comments about this 23-year-old with nearly 250 career goals, multiple records under his belt, trophies galore, and the continued tutelage of the greatest football manager of the 21st century. Do you think HAALAND is the perfect 10 out of 10 striker? Will Erling have another killer season next year? And most importantly, are you a subscriber to Footballers Weekly? What are you waiting for? HAALAND to subscribe first? So please like, subscribe, and ring that bell for more videos like this. You never know, HAALAND may be watching, and now that is scary. See you in the next video. Peace.